how's it going? My name's Anthony Gray. Welcome to Grayscale. Today, I think I'll treat acrylic like watercolor. Um, I'm gonna do a background here. Try for some sort of let's just say a maybe some kind of a sunset, sunrise type of thing. All right. Um, what I am gonna do is saturate the I got 11 by 15 watercolor paper here. I got it covered with clear tape, scotch tape. All right. And try to get this nozzle right here. There. Gonna have to work kind of fast with it. All right. I'm gonna start off with some yellow here. Right, maybe in the center area here. Something like that. And maybe fade it out a little bit down in the bottom here. All right. Not so much up in here. Then I'm going to rinse my brush off. This is a flat brush, 2-inch flat. Extremely flat. I'll show it to you here. One of these numbers. Okay. Let's take some red. I'm going to put the red next to the yellow so it don't give too much of a bleed through. Okay. Remember, just got to wet the paper kind of often when you do this. All right. I really want it right in there. Okay, I'm going to rinse off some of this red. I know it's bleeding through that yellow. That's okay. We'll just blend all that in. All of that up there is fine too. I'm just rinsing off the brush. Usually you would do something like this. Just straighten some of that out there. Now, as I'm doing this, as you can see, some of the colors, the yellow and the red is blended in pretty good. All right. Now I'm at a vertical plane here, so I have to keep doing that to let's get rid of some of that on the side there. I have to keep doing that to as the water, because it's vertical. So I'm gonna keep wiping it and let it bleed through, let it do what it's doing. It's okay. I'm just wiping it off on my I gotta still spray it. I'm wiping it off on my towel on my lap here. Now, as I do this, obviously it's gonna leak or, drip downward, but that's fine. Now I'll take some of the blue. It's gonna turn it a little violet. Put a couple of streaks up there, and just fade it. I'm gonna clean off the brush. Like I said, you're gonna have to work pretty fast. Clean off your brush pretty good. It'll all fade through. This I want to keep fairly dark up here. And nicely fade that on down. I could even some of that out with just a little touch of red. Up in spots here. Just blend it. Blend it. Just keep blending. As the color starts to dry up, a couple of nice swipes across, it just starts spreading and everything, so don't worry about that. I want to try to get that side kind of dark like that, so I'll wait for some of that to dry. This on the bottom is pretty good. I can leave that alone. Just work pretty fast doing it. I'm wiping off my brush here. Set it down to the side. And some of it that leaks down below, take your towel, rag or whatever, just wipe it away. That's all I'm doing, is wiping it all away. Hopefully none of it seeps too much into the tape itself. I don't think it is. The masking tape pretty much holds the surface pretty tight. Okay. Up above, do the same thing. I'm just wiping off a bunch of it just to clear it off a little bit. I kind of like to work as neat as I can. It's just my thing. There. So whatever striations you got, that's fine. I just want a very interesting background. I didn't forget the blue on the bottom. I'll get to that next. It gives interesting perspective. All right. Okay. Still take the brush. I'm going to water down the brush a little bit. And just the corner of the brush. Just a little bit of the corner. And I'm going to work down here on the bottom like so. Just the corner of the brush. I don't want to go too far up with it. Maybe a little bit more. Kind of deepen that dark edge down here on the bottom. And just blend it right in. Wipe off some of the color on my brush. And maybe fade that edge in there a little bit. I still want it deeper down here. Well, as deep as I can get it. Like that. Some of the streaks will start spreading, so don't worry about all of that. Okay. The paper is still pretty wet. I still want a little bit deeper down here on the bottom. Get it pretty dark. Right down in here. Like that. Pretty dark. Rinse off the brush. And a little bit of water. Half and half there. Wipe some of that paint away, fade it a little bit, so you give it that nice gradation of tone right there. Okay. That's all I'm looking for. If by chance, and I do want to deepen that red a little bit, I can do that also. Bleed it right in there. Like so. A little back and forth action. Rinse off the brush. Mostly water. Go half and half. Bring some of that down in there. Bring some of that up. Push it up. Wipe back and forth. Don't worry about the streaks because they'll spread out. So don't worry about any of that. There. Not bad. Not bad. It's kind of what I'm looking for. Now, to add interest, if I want to put darker clouds in there, I can start all up in here, some down in here if I want, some streaks of some darker clouds or whatnot. I can do that also. So as I'm looking at it here, I can get some of this right on the edge here. Get some of that out of there. As it dries right into the surface. Okay, if you try to go over it, once it's dry, it's not coming off. Like watercolor, it will come off. Or will fade. Not acrylic. Once it's in the fabric, in the threads of the paper, it's in there. Fat chance getting it out. All right. Now, as it's drying, because it's pretty warm in the room, as it's drying, if I want to go back over anything up top, like I did down below here for the water, I can also do that again. Make it deeper, like this. I can do that up here. It's pretty much almost dry. So I can actually do it again. Now, when I spray water on it, this is not coming off. It's not going away. Okay. And I still want this blue to be a little darker. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to strengthen that red a little. So I'm just dipping just the edge until the red. I'm going to, give it a good spray right up on the top here. Right up in there like that. And I'll lightly go over it. See, it is spread apart a little bit. That's all I want. Try to catch it before it drips too much down there, like that. And wipe it away on my towel. And I just want to strengthen this up here a little bit. Maybe bring some of that up in here. Okay. Go up a little bit of blue. And really darken that blue, especially up in there. Just like so. Maybe a little cast right there. keep that a little dark up there. Now remember, as it's drying, the color spreads. All right, and it kind of blends itself. You got me? And we're just gonna wipe away some of this excess stuff here. Wipe it right on away, close as we can. I don't want to really mar the top part too much. On the side here, get as close to the tape as you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. If you're a little gun shy about it. Okay. So got all sorts of interesting things happening up top up there. Like I say, I'm kind of just treating it like a watercolor. All right. This, get some of that out of there too. There. Get some of that out of there. All right. Let's get some of this paper towel here and get a little closer. If you're a little shy about getting too close, leave it be. This is just my preference to kind of keep it kind of clean. There. I keep bumping into the microphone, sorry. Just like so. All right. So now I got blue, a little bit of lavender mixed in there. Okay. It'll lighten up as it dries. All right. So don't worry about, being too mix matchy or whatever. I may probably deepen this a little bit considering that what I want to do with it, because I kind of know what I'm looking for. This painting will be fairly simple. Okay, I'm going to go down here on the bottom a little bit, just right about there, because I want to darken the blue just a tad up in here. I just want a deeper blue, and maybe a little more blue here, but just not all over the place. Something like that. If it's too strong, like that little streak, don't worry. What's underneath it's not going to wipe away, but you can tone some of that down a little bit. Then I go a little half and half to fade it a little better. Rinse off your brush often. While it's still wet, you can get it. You can knock some of that other color away. Okay, and if you're so inclined, and I am, get some yellow. Pop some yellow in there. Okay, you can brighten up some of that yellow. Now, obviously, yellow's the lightest color, so you can kind of play with that without the water. You can easily go back over it again if you so choose. I'll dip my brush into a little bit of water, wetting the brush up a little bit, and just help the paint flow around a little bit better. Bring some of that yellow up in there if you want. Get rid of some of the hard streaks with an X stroke here and there. Get rid of some of that red out of the yellow. Depending on how bright you want that yellow, you can mix a little white in there. I don't think that's necessary for this picture anyway. A lot of action is happening in the sky here. Now, for those of you who might have an inkling to think it's a sky and water picture, well, it pretty much is. As you see, it mimics fairly well. Okay. Okay. Everything's dried up. I got my colors in there. Okay. Now, you can see some of it, like sort of almost a little hard thing there, but that's okay. That's fine. If you get a little of that happening, okay, no problem. As interest and everything, you can call it a happy accident. All right. Take another piece of towel here, because you know what I'm going to do. Of course, wipe that lower edge down, clean it up a little. masking tape all the way around because it holds the sharp, crisp white lines. All right, especially on watercolor paper. All right, color don't seem to seep through. But when you're done with your painting, I would be extremely cautious about peeling the tape off. Wait till it dries, and the tape should just come right off without a problem or a hitch. All right. If not, you're gonna run into some problems if you start ripping off part of your picture. All right. Yep. You run into some issues that I know you might not want. Okay. There. Alrighty then. Enough of that. So what I'm going to do is I'll let this dry totally. So when I sketch in what I'm going to sketch in, it will, I'll lightly sketch it in, and then I'll go over what I'm going to draw on here. Fairly simple painting. Anybody should be able to do this, really. Simple colors, all right, the blues and reds and yellows. Okay. On the color wheel, the deeper the color, the more you go on the outside with it. If you want to do a picture like this, keep the lightest in the middle, your secondary tone, then your darker color on the outside. Okay. So if I turn the picture around, you will see it be obviously light in the middle as it gets darker toward the side. This is horizontal, so it's light still in the middle, but it's getting darker toward the top, darker toward the bottom. Okay. So if it was a lake or something, obviously it would get lighter where the sun would hit and darker as it comes towards you. All right. And pretty much the same thing up here, especially if you put some kind of clouds or whatever up on the top here. You get the same type of effect. All right. Got a cross in front of you here because I realized I just splattered my monitor pretty good. That's all right. Nothing that some water wouldn't take care of. All right. So I shall return. I'm going to let this dry. All right. And we'll continue. We're moving right along. I put some 2-inch tape around to keep everything kind of settled. As you see, it's all dry and all that good stuff. OBKB. What I'm going to do is a simple, I guess a simple graphic representation of a city. You might not be able to see it, but it's a city skyline out here. All right. And there's a little piece of a pier right here. I'm going to have somebody probably with a fishing pole going down in the water or whatever. Something like that. Okay. Pier's got some wood or whatever down here. We're going to have reflections of underneath the little pier, reflections of the poles themselves, some little wave action up in here somewhere, reflections of the cityscape into the yellow. All right, just something pretty simple. All right, basically I wanted to show you how you get these interesting shade patterns and stuff into your painting. Okay, if you choose to work your background something like this. All right, okie dokie. Now moving right along, this will be part marker and part paint. Reason being, the structure themselves, meaning the pier, is pretty angular. All right, so hopefully without getting too much in your way. All right. Oh, I had a horizon line, so the perspective will be on the pier itself. Pan out. All right. So we're gonna get right into it. No playing, no messing around. So obviously the darkest part will be all up in here. All right. Let me try something though. Let's try something. And we'll go maybe like that. And then we'll just go up under this guy. It's pretty dark under there, under the pier, so pier is pretty dark there. Not too much light happening there. But we just keep it pretty deep under there. And then we'll just play with a little bit of water up in here. Not too much. We just have it peter out. All up under here a little bit. Right along the edge. And it gets a little more narrow. It kind of peters out. A little darker down in here though. And we'll throw some lighter ones in here. We're gonna space it out a little more as it gets toward the upper portion there. Not too much. Something like that. All right, so let's pan back. You see what it looks like a little bit there. See that? All right. So we have a little bit of that going on. Okay. I can have it go out a little more, but I won't need to because, all the shadow and stuff is just under here. So we're going to keep that right at that level. I'm going to rinse this off. I'm going to use a smaller brush. Now, there's a couple of ways to do the buildings. The buildings are in silhouette. Okay. The sunlight's behind everything, the skyline. Okay. So, if you got a steady hand, all the better. If you don't, use a ruler or whatever. So we're going to do the city back there. So let's raise it up a little bit. Let's go down. Let's do this. And we're going to go in. Here it'll be fine. We'll go from this side. We're going to put the skyline in. Now, don't be nervous. All right, try to get it as straight as possible. Press and just go on straight down, like so. Try your best to keep it as even as possible. Some are a little taller than others. If it gets down below the line, don't worry about that. We have ways of fixing that too. Try not to do it, but if you do, it's okay. I'm just trying to check things out here as I'm doing it. I'll add more if it needs more buildings. Just get a little more paint. Some buildings are a little wider than others. And obviously, as you can see, I'm just using the same size brush. Look at the aesthetics of your cityscape. Keep it kind of interesting. Okay. We'll put a gap in there. Put a building right in there. I drew this these kind of light because I don't. Cause once you put sometimes when you put pencil marks in, they kind of want to stay there if you get to erasing. So obviously that needed more paint. I'll go over it again. Don't be afraid to use your paint. I don't do too many of these because no really no whoops no reason really. If I feel I need to add some more buildings, I'll pop some more in there. But we're gonna go straight on across. Try to make sure they're all straight and not kind of crooked on me. Sometimes it's just a quick check. And with such a bright background back here, make sure you get everything. Okay. What's going to sell this is the reflections. Don't be afraid to get some paint. Put on that brush. I'll put one right there. I got ways to um, put that dock in also. Let's go from the other side here. That ends that. Can you guys see that on the other side? You can't. Sorry about that. Okay. So now we got our little city back there. Okay. I'll add a few more buildings in there. A couple more, varying heights. You can always change the way your city looks. Add all sorts of stuff if you want. Okay, now that that's done, let's raise her up a little bit. Let's pull back a second. Now, for your little cityscape, the reflections down below there, all up to you how you want to do it. Okay, obviously I got that little piece in there, but that's fine. We'll just give it a nice thin line, a thin one, something like that. And we're going to, sometimes a touch of do. Like this big one here. Try to mimic it. I'm just tapping away, have a little fun with it. And you know you got that big one out, that little peak right there. And we're gonna keep it moving. So give it a nice thin line. See, you got this tall one here. Make a kind of swerve around a little bit. Like that. Don't forget about this guy. And this one's a little taller, so let's have it come out like that. You keep on going. This one's not too tall. You got some dark here. And let's give that one a little more height. Right about there. All this is kind of darked in. Start with the big one there. Have them come back a little bit. About like that. Then you got this one here. Then you got this one here. Almost the same size. Try to mimic it as best you can. Okay. So it gives the water some movement. Gives this one a little peak in here. This one's a little taller. And this one's taller yet. But then you got this big boy right here. But we're going to cover most of this. Then this one right here. And you got that little peak there. Okay. And we're going to move right on along. Keep your water horizontal. Thank you very much. You don't want it dripping off the page. Follow me. Keep it going. We'll keep this going for a while. Keep it going, keep it going. It's all right if some of them get blacked in. Keep it going. This one's a big one here. Keep it going, keep it going. This one got a little height to it. Right below. Keep it going. Keep that same line going there. Some of them are covered. It's okay. Draw straight through. It's all right. Just like so. Okay. It's a nice little exercise for you if you choose to do it. If you do, I would love to see your rendition of it. Get out a little more height there. Yeah, something like so. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. Pretty simple painting. Not much to it, really. Let's do something with that pier. Make it a little more visible. What do you think? That pier can be tackled at a few different ways. Okay. I'm going to reach over you here and get a paint marker. Hopefully I get the right one. I got two varieties. Yeah. Is this gonna work? Yeah, it's gonna work today since I already have it. Gotta kind of shake it up a little bit. I rarely use these. I know it's got a there it is. That BB in it. Gotta kind of wake it up a little bit. All right. Gotta press the knob a little bit, shake it. Well, I guess enough came out because I just put some all over my beautiful black sweater. Now I got little bits of paint all on me, all on the sweater. Nice. But at least the white came out. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without jacking it up. Back to the horizon line. And we're going to put a nice little white line right across this. Just like that. Okay. Just to see where it is. Little bit of one right there. Little dot connected. Okay. Now, this is also up to you if you want to do it. If you want to plop a couple windows in there, up to you. Don't have to be all the way around, all the way. Some of them have missing windows, you know, that type of thing. If I don't like it, I can always switch up and just cover it with black again. Eh, I'm thinking. Do I really want the windows in there like that? I don't think so. Maybe. It might add a little interest. I'm thinking maybe yes, maybe no. I'm thinking, should I keep them in there? I don't know. I really don't have to have them in there. I'll put them in there. Well, how about if I do some? Yeah, maybe I'll do a couple. Some in the front, some in the back. We'll see how it looks. And we'll put a couple. Because if I line them up like this, the ones in the back will be silhouetted even more. So let's try that. Like, we have the smaller buildings in the back, we'll just put some like right around in here. Eh, not too bad, I guess. Let's put some right here. Yeah, I'll just keep moving. And put put some right here. So some are in the back, some are in the front, some are lit, some are not. They don't have to be perfect. It's just representation of the cityscape. Okay, moving right along. We got the one building here. I'll just put some lights up on here, and we'll soon call it quits. You can be a lot more exact with your lights. This is just an example. Like I said, this is not very difficult to do. I would love to see your versions of it if you care to do it. All right. There. And excuse my head. Get the trusty metallic Sharpie. Like I said, there's not really much to this painting. And I'll zoom back a little bit there. There we go. All right. And I'll put my little initials on it. There. That's the end of that. Okay, let's see what she looks like. Let's take it totally off. Now I have clear tape on to keep the border nice and straight. I see we're gonna have a little issue with that tape. That's okay. All right, and we're gonna go this fella. I might have to use the X-Acto knife for this guy, maybe. Let me just rip it this way. There, that gets rid of that. There. Okay. Here's the fun part. See who was taped on. There we go. Got it. And we'll just slightly pull this right off. Everything's kind of dry, so now that I know who was on first, it just peels right off. Like so. I got tape on the back of this, so it's not gonna come all the way off. There. All right. Cute little cityscape, very simple. Doesn't really take too long to do. Okay. Well, not really. I mean, this is just, me playing around with making the acrylic paint, sort of like watercolor, using the water, trying to manipulate it, everything. Usually, when this is done, it's on a flat surface, not really on a vertical, depending on what you want to do with it. All right. I'll get rid of some of the white marks here. All I do is just wipe it right away. Okay. And I think that was all the white marks I had. The paint will be dry after a while, so don't worry about anything like that. Okay, I'll get off this creaky chair because this microphone picks up everything, as you haven't noticed already. All right, and let's zoom out so you guys can look at it. All right, you guys can't look at me. I have to duck a little bit. I don't got the camera up as high. once again, thank you very much for checking out this video. All right. If you have any questions, there's the email. All right. Or that's my Facebook page, but you can just message me right on YouTube there, or yeah, YouTube channel, or contact me on my Facebook channel, and I'll answer your question. Okay. And once again, thank you for viewing. I hope this helped you out. This is just me using acrylic as watercolor. There's a soft background, as you can see. I'll get into more uses of acrylic, using it as watercolor. How you can set it to, you can judge how much moisture to use to do trees or whatever type of special effect things you want to do. Okay. But once again, thank you very much, and I will see you soon. All right. God bless. Happy painting, and I'll see you next time. Later.